Hello friends, welcome to today's video. As you can tell from the title, today we're going to be doing a bit of a classic what I eat in a day and how I exercise in a day on the Weight Watchers mywwblue plan. I am going to be talking about Weight Watchers points through this video, and just to let you know that they are all points on the blue plan. The way I like to do these videos is yesterday I filmed everything I was eating and little bits of clips from my exercise so that today I can sit down and sort of share an overview with you of how the day went. And then if you stay tuned to the very end of this video, I will be showing on the screen all the points for the day, as well as my exercise as based off of my Apple Watch or Apple Health. I forget the name of the specific app. But to give a bit of context for this day of eating, I just got back from a bit of a vacation with my family at a cottage. So I wasn't really paying attention at all to being on plan at that point. I was just paying attention to eating like 3 good meals a day, not really doing a whole lot of snacking. So when I was eating yesterday, I was still feeling a little bit full, from the previous week of maybe indulging a little bit more than I would in my day-to-day life. So now that I've given a bit of an intro, let's get into my coffee and breakfast. As always, I'm starting my day off with some coffee, but I'm doing it a little different today. The actual coffee itself, I just brew a pot of coffee, nothing special there. But I do like my coffee with milk and sweetener, so I'm using some 2% milk and then some of this caramel pecan skinny syrup. I would usually use equal sweetener, but I thought I would try this today. So I'll have a couple cups of coffee through the morning. I'm counting 2 points for the amount of 2% milk that I use. I just use a bit of a splash in each mug. And I'm not counting any points for the skinny syrup as it's 0 calories, and I just use a little splash of that as well. So my morning coffee is 2 points. So this is my breakfast. I'm going to be trying out for the first time that sort of TikTok famous tortilla hack. So I have a tortilla that's cut here so that I'll end up folding this. And the tortilla that I'm using is 3 points. It's this tortilla here from La Tortilla Factory. I've not tried these before, but I'm hoping it's going to be good. And what I've done is scrambled 2 eggs, which I feel like may have been too many. If I'm to do this again, I'm just going to do 1 egg, but the eggs are 0 points on the blue plan. I then use some of this Farm Boy salsa on top, which doesn't have any sugar or anything added, so it's also 0 points. I then have some peppers and onions that I've previously roasted in the oven, again for 0 points. I've put some cheese on there. This is one of the Laughing Cow smoked cheese triangles, and this is 1 point. And then finally, I have some refried beans. I've used this kind, it's the Eden Organic, and the only ingredients in here are beans, salt, and some baking soda, I believe. So this is also 0 points. So when this is all folded up and cooked, it will be 3 points for this breakfast. I just wanted to show it to you first because obviously this is a more interesting way to see the ingredients rather than all folded up. I'm hoping this folds well. We're going to see how this is going to go, and I will show you the after picture. So I definitely overstuffed it. Do not try with 2 eggs. Less filling is better than more filling. You can see that, sorry about the shadows there. You can see that a lot of the peppers and the eggs have fallen out, so there'll be a bit of a knife and fork meal with this as well. But I'm pretty happy with how crispy that got, and like you can see, it's going to be crunchy, which I think is good. So I'm looking forward to trying this, and I'll let you know how it tastes. I really enjoyed this breakfast, and I think part of what really made it was how crispy the tortilla got. And I think that crispiness really came through because of the type of tortilla I was using, which was nice and thin, and it wasn't super floury and doughy. A lot of the times if I just get, like for example, the Weight Watchers tortillas, they're good for some things like lunches, but they don't seem to really ever crisp up very much. So if you can find a tortilla that does get as crunchy as the one that I use, I think that really makes this meal. I would definitely use less egg in the future, and also I found the part of it that I really enjoyed the most was where I could taste the cheese in it. So I think doing this in the future, I would splurge on maybe 1 more point's worth of cheese so that I could really get that cheese taste throughout my entire breakfast. I think also what would work really well in here is there are Velveeta thins which are 1 point each, and they melt super easily, and I think that would be really good as the cheese in this breakfast tortilla. And the final thing I'll mention, I don't know if I mentioned this in video, I don't think so, but if you are trying to do this, you always want to make sure there's something melty or sticky in the final fold. So where I put the refried beans, that is the final fold that holds everything together. So you don't want to put something like eggs or peppers there, it's just going to fall apart. Make sure you put something sticky, so when you fold, 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 it all holds together. And I will also mention, because I didn't show me cooking, that to make the tortilla crisp, I had a little nonstick pan with a bit of nonstick spray, and I cooked it, I think, over about medium-high heat on each side for a minute. I did go to the gym next, and my original plan was to have some protein cold brew and my lunch before going to the gym, but I just felt still so full from breakfast, and as I said, I had been like eating a lot in the days before that I didn't feel hungry in any way whatsoever. So I did end up going to the gym before having my cold brew and lunch. And this was an exciting day because my gym has only been open for like 2 weeks at the start of 2021. Otherwise, it's been shut since March of 2020. So it just reopened again in the last couple of days, and it was fun to go back again. Right at the start of 2020, I had a strength program put together for me by a friend who sort of knows more about these things and came to my gym, looked at the equipment available, and I use an app called the Strength app to track my exercises. And when I went to the gym, I realized that the last time I had used the app was March 2nd, 2020. So it felt really good to go back in. I did a bicep and chest day, and it felt great to be lifting weights again. There are cardio machines in my gym, but because I have the bike at home now, I really focused on using the weights when I went to the gym. On to more food.
Hey friends, as a post-exercise protein boost, I'm going to be making myself a cold coffee with this caramel premier protein. This is 2 points and 30 grams of protein. And then I have here just a canned cold brew. This one is vanilla flavored, but I think that'll probably get drowned out a bit by the caramel. I don't think I'll use all of this. It's a little later in the afternoon, so I don't necessarily want a huge amount of caffeine, but I like to cut the premier protein a bit with some coffee, otherwise it's just too thick, and I like making it a coffee drink rather than just a protein shake. So I'll pop that into my Weight Watchers cold tumbler, and I think maybe put some ice in. I don't always put ice in because I don't really want it to be watered down, but I think I'll do that today, and enjoy this post-workout. It's time now for my fairly late lunch, and I decided to go with a sandwich today. So I have here 2 slices of whole wheat, this is just Farm Boy bread, and 2 slices of this is 3 points, which is interesting because this is a pretty thick, hearty bread, and it's the same number of points for 2 slices as the Weight Watchers bread, which is much thinner and much smaller. So it always helps to check out the actual points of different breads in the supermarket just to see what is the best value for the points. So on here I have the 2 slices of toast. I have 1 tablespoon of this Hellmann's mayonnaise for 1 point. Sorry, I should have shown you before I put this together. I have some tomato and red onion on there. And then I have 2 points worth of shredded Gruyere cheese. I do find sometimes, I know on Weight Watchers we use a lot of low-fat cheese or reduced-fat cheese, but sometimes it doesn't have the most flavor. So sometimes it's good to have a smaller volume of a more pungent cheese to really give you that cheese flavor. So that's what I've done here. And then I've just added some veggies on the side. So this is a 4-point sandwich. I'm going to go enjoy it now.
Now, I didn't really get footage of this, but I did use my Peloton bike for about a 35-minute ride between lunch and dinner. It was really nice to get back onto the bike again because I had been away for a week. I hadn't been using it, and it just felt really good to like have that workout and be back on the bike again. And my next meal was dinner.
It is time for dinner, and what we have here is a cheeseburger bowl recipe from the Weight Watchers website. So the recipe makes enough for 4 servings. I have 1 serving here, and this is 4 servings of the dressing, so I'll just be using 1/4 of this on the salad. But on the salad, we have chopped romaine lettuce at the bottom, a plum tomato chopped up, a dill pickle chopped up, I have some shredded cheese, and then I have some extra lean beef that was sauteed with some onions, and then salt and pepper. And then in the dressing, it's made from ketchup, light mayonnaise, mustard, and then there is finely chopped dill pickle and finely chopped red onion in here. So the whole thing is supposed to taste like a cheeseburger, and it is 5 points. Basically, the points are coming from the beef, from the cheese, and then from the mayonnaise in here. And I think that's the only thing. There's some Worcestershire sauce in there as well I didn't mention, but that doesn't have points. The ketchup has some points in it as well, but it's a small amount compared to, you know, how much is in the dressing in total. So this is my dinner. I'm going to go enjoy it, and I will let you know how it is afterwards. Hopefully it's good, because I am going to be eating this for 3 more days.
I did like this cheeseburger bowl, but there are definitely modifications that I would make having this the next few days, and in a way I would make it in the future. So to start with, I would season the beef more when it was cooking. And I know this might take away a little bit from it being a cheeseburger bowl, but I feel like the beef would be more flavorful if it was maybe cooked in the same way you would cook like taco meat, if you simmered some spices into it. Now that might make it a little bit more taco-y, but maybe even simmering some more spices and maybe putting some Worcestershire in. I just found the beef by itself wasn't flavored as much as I would like it to be flavored. I will also say that the thing that really makes this dish for me is the pickles. That really gives it a pop of flavor that makes a difference from just being a salad with some ground beef on it to having some real interest. So if you're somebody who doesn't like pickles or you don't have pickles, I would maybe not make this recipe, because I think that's a really important part of it. And the final modification I would make is that the dressing is really what makes it taste really burgery. I really liked that, but it was very thick, so it didn't really disperse itself very well through the salad or the bowl. So I think when I have this for the next couple of nights, I'm going to thin this out a little bit, whether that's just through like a little bit of water in it, or what I was thinking would be good was using maybe a tablespoon or 2 of the pickle juice from the dill pickle container. And I think that would really help bring the flavors throughout the salad, because as it was now, it almost had the texture of like mayo or ketchup, because that's kind of the main ingredients in it. And you would sort of get bits of it here and there, but not taste the flavor throughout. But otherwise, I think this was a really easy dinner to make, and I can see modifying it and making it again in the future. At the end of the day, I end up having 19 Weight Watchers points on the blue plan. As I mentioned at the very end of this video, I will show you how that all broke down through the day, but that was good. It meant I banked 4, and I do find right now, because it's summer out and patios are finally opened and I am double vaccinated and 2 weeks past my last vaccine, I'm seeing friends more, I'm out and about. So on the days when I am home by myself, I am more likely to eat in a way where I can bank a couple points. So if I decide to go with friends somewhere, go to a patio, then I have a few more points available for like a cold beer or something like that. And as I mentioned a few times through this video, I wasn't super hungry that day, but if I was more hungry, I would definitely have more fruit. I've been really enjoying watermelon lately, or more veggies and 0-point dip, something that's Greek yogurt based, to sort of just have more volume without adding more points. So thank you so much for joining me for this video today. If you did like it, it's a small thing, but please hit that thumbs up button. It really helps my channel. Leave me a comment down below about perhaps other recipes to try, what seemed interesting to you in this video. And if you've not yet subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so. And now at the end of this video, I will put up all the info, and thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye.